Are you looking for some insight on Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals? Stay tuned for a replay and a breakdown of the matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. It should be a wild one. If you're new to this channel, thank you for tuning in. I am Exotic Wagers. I am one of the cappers over at Legacy Sports Consultants. Over at the Legacy Sports Discord, we have cappers for every major sport ranging from NHL, MLB, NBA, PGA, tennis, and a lot more. And we only charge $14.99 a month. Click the WAP link in the description below to sign up. So let's get into it. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals, takes place this Saturday, June 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern at American Bank Arena, Sunrise, Florida, between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. I am currently recording at Tuesday at 2:53 a.m., and these are the current odds found over on the BetStat app. The current favorite is the Florida Panthers, and the best line you can find is minus 135 right now over at DraftKings. And at FanDuel, you can find the best puck line at minus 1.5 or plus 190. The Edmonton Oilers come in here as the road dog at plus 120, and you can find the best odds over at BetOnline, and the plus 1.5 at minus 220 at the same book, BetOnline. The over under here is coming in at 5.5, over 5.5, and the best odds you can find is minus 115 at Betway, and the under plus 100 over at BetOnline. So the Oilers come into this playoff game 27-21-2 on the road this season, and they are 3-2 on the road this postseason. They've played a total of 18 games this postseason. In Series 1, they went and played the LA Kings, where they beat them 4-1 in that first series. Then they went and played the Vancouver Canucks and beat them in that series 4-3. And then the third final series before the Stanley Cup, they played the Dallas Stars and beat them 4-2. Their current record in the postseason is 12-6, with a total of 63 goals, while allowing a total of 47. They are averaging 3.5 goals per game, while allowing 2.61 goals. The power play has been converting at an amazing rate of 37.3%, while a penalty kill is even doing better at 93.9%, and they've had a total of 28 straight kills, which is amazing. They are currently averaging 28.9 goals or shots on goal per game, while allowing 25.1 shots on goal. The Florida Panthers come into this game postseason 32-15-3 on the season at home, while they are 6-3 this postseason at home in the playoffs. They've played a total of 17 games. In the first series, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1, and then in Series 2, they matched up just like last year against the Boston Bruins and beat them 4-2 in that series. And then in Series 3, they took out the Rangers and beat them 4-2. They are currently 12-5 this postseason, while averaging or have had a total of 55 goals this postseason, while allowing 39. They are averaging 3.24 goals per game, while allowing 2.29 goals. The power play hasn't been doing too great at converting at 23.3%, and the penalty kill is doing a lot better at 88.2%. They are averaging 33.2 shots on goal per game, and they are allowing 24.5 shots on goal per game. In Game 1, we're probably going to see Sergei Bobrovsky in the pipes for the Florida Panthers, where he's 36 and 17th on the season, allowing 2.3.7 goals per game and a .915 save percentage. In the last 10, he's 7-1-2 with a 1.85 goals allowed and a save percentage of .919. Versus the Panthers, he is versus the Edmonton Oilers, he is 7-3, while he's 2-3 at home. In those last 10 games versus Edmonton, he is allowed 2.59 goals per game, and his save percentage has been .915. Over on the other side, Edmonton Oilers are going to be looking to start Stuart Skinner, where his season record is 36-16, allowing 2.62 goals per game, with a save percentage of .905. In his last 10 games, he is 7-3, allowing 2.19 goals per game, with a save percentage of 9.00. He is 2-0 versus the Florida Panthers, allowing 2.53 goals per game, with a save percentage of 0.92.9. So they did face each other twice during the regular season this year, and Florida won both of those matches 5-3 and 5-1. And in the 5-3 game, it was a pretty close game. It was 4-3, and it ended with an empty netter. In the last 10 games, these two teams have matched up against each other. They are 5-5, deadlocked, with the over/under coming in at 4-5-1, and that's on the over/under 6.5. So it seems like technically these two teams go to the over, but it being playoff season, they have the line set at 5.5, which both goalies have been playing pretty outstanding, and it is a playoff game, so we would expect for the under to come in. But typically, in the earlier games in the seasons, you typically see the games go over, and then as the season or the series goes on, the goals will get less and less, and it seems to tighten up. So let's go ahead and go over some of these players that have played this postseason, and see who's hot and who's been scoring and who's been doing good this postseason coming into this game. So goals for this playoffs, the person leading goals is Zach Hyman with a total of 14. In second place this postseason, Leon Draisaitl has come in with a total of 10 goals. Carter Verhaeghe with a total of 9. Reinhart coming with a total of 8. And Bouchard coming in with a total of 6. The most assists this playoff season, you guessed it, Connor McDavid with a total of 26. Coming in second, you got Bouchard with 21. Leon Draisaitl with 18. Matty Tkachuk with 14. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 14. And Barkov with 11. Points this playoff season, back at number one again. You guessed it, Connor McDavid with a total of 31 playoff points. Then you have Draisaitl coming in at 28. Bouchard, 27. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 20. Tkachuk, 19. Hyman, 18. Barkov, 17. So you kind of see a similarity between all three of those. It's almost like they're almost the same in every position, whether it's goals, assists, or points this playoff season. And that kind of goes to say, although I did not expect Hyman to be leading the postseason with goals, but the power play has been pretty deadly when you got defenders that are keen on McDavid and Draisaitl. It makes a pretty good dish piece to get those goals. So as we look into this matchup, I would like to look at some matchups between the two teams and see which players have fared well against one another. If you're looking at Draisaitl over the last 10 games, he's had a total of 11 points versus the Florida Panthers, and he's covered over 2.5 shots on goal 8 of the last times, averaging 3.1 shots on goal per game. When you look at McDavid, he's at a total of 17 points in the last 10 games versus the Florida Panthers. And Bouchard's covered over 2.5 shots on goal four of the last 6 times versus the Florida Panthers. On the other side, you look at Barkov. He's got 9 points in the last 10 games, and he's also covered over 2.5 shots on goal in 5 straight and 7 of the last 10 versus Edmonton. And in the last 5 games, he's shot in 7, 4, 10, 4, and 3. Forsling, this isn't a matchup, but in the playoffs, he's had 13 of the last 22 games with at least 1+ points. I don't know what his point total is today. I would assume it's probably, let's see. I would assume it's probably pretty high given that he's been doing pretty good. Let's see here. Let's see what his point is for that prop. I know it's early in the week, but I'm not seeing nothing right now. So we'll come back to that and see. Also, you got Bennett with 11 points in the last 10 and a goal in 4 of the 6 last games versus Edmonton. All right, so let's look into this matchup and kind of, I'll give you my insight and thoughts and kind of how I feel like the series is going to go, and then who I'm taking in game 1. So the Florida Panthers play a very rough defensive game. Heavy on the forecheck, sticks on the puck, and really suffocate the players and give them no space. I think Florida has the advantage on the 5-on-5, definitely. And if they can stay out of the box and play tough and roll up the Edmonton Oilers, I think they'll get them frustrated. And as long as they stay out of the box, I think they have a really good chance at taking this series. And also the Panthers penalty kill has been great, but it definitely needs to improve. They definitely need to improve their power play. And then speaking of the power play, this leads me right into the Oilers. Their power play and the penalty kill have been excellent, covering, like I said, 37.3% of converting the power play. And then the penalty kill coming at 93.9. So that's going to be the biggest difference there, whether the Oilers can stay hot on the power play or if the Florida Panthers can shut down that power play and beat them on 5-on-5. So I think for the Oilers to win, they're going to need to stay consistent on the power play and be able to stop the Florida Panthers on the 5-by-5 or 5-versus-5, where they're typically at their best hockey. And you've seen during the season where Florida's went on droughts where they haven't been able to convert the power play. So they definitely need to do that if they want to win this series. I think the Oilers' objective is obvious: play fast, create opportunities for the power play, and I think if the Panthers want to win, they're going to have to get out early. So we'll see how this series goes. But I believe the Panthers have the advantage in net with Bobrovsky in net. And over the last 2 seasons, we've seen him progressively get better. I know that there's been points in the seasons where I've totally hated Bobby, and he would have let down game after let down game. But over the last 2 seasons, even in last year's playoff runs, he was playing great. And if you look at his numbers, he typically has like a let up game or a bad game, like maybe every 6 to 8 games. So you're telling me that if he's going to have one bad game, one let up game in a series of 7, I would definitely take Bobrovsky over Skinner. You've also seen Skinner during the season this year where he's just looked bad and let up soft goals where those goals should have should have been saved. So, um, you know, there's still shades of them, both of them in the past, and how they've been. But over the last two seasons, I would rather put my faith in Bobrovsky rather than Skinner, and expect the Panthers to lessen the shots on goal for Bobrovsky when Skinner's going to take the majority of the shots on goal from the Florida Panthers. And I just don't see him being able to stop 35, 40, maybe even 45 shots per game. So we'll see how that goes. So let's get into, in the end, I think Florida has and Florida has the home ice advantage. So, Saturday we're going to see the first two games at home. Then they're going to take it back to Edmonton for two games. I definitely think the Panthers win one, if not both games at home. I could see Edmonton maybe stealing one at home, but you know, it we'll see. We'll see. But in the long run, I think Panthers win this in 6 or 7. I think Edmonton makes it a series and doesn't make it easy for the Panthers. But Panthers in 6 or 7 is what I'm predicting. And as for my game one prediction, I am rolling with, you guessed it, Florida Panthers. I caught this line yesterday, minus 130 over at Superbook. I'm playing it to win 1 unit. But yeah, I like the Florida Panthers. We'll see if we can get a win. So if you've made it this far in the video, please remember to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you like this content. And for more content like this, you can also follow me over at these handles, Instagram, Twitter, X. I also have a Snapchat. They're all the same handle. It's at Exotic Wagers. There's not very much content on my Snapchat yet. My Snapchat. My TikTok. There's not that much content on my TikTok, but as I start making more videos like this, I will continue to put out more content for you and hopefully make us all better betters. Until game 2, have a good evening and good luck.